Whoosh, whoosh. Rock. Control matchup. That swing right there was massive. Oh my gosh, into another Doom Foretold. I think that's game. Let's go ahead. Like, if this comes down and it's unanswered, okay. Good game. Nice try. Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose. First of all, I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. Hope you've had a great year, and thanks for stopping by the channel today. And so for our daily random deck tech Black Wednesday, we ended up drawing the colors of Orzhov. I went with the control option because it just sounded fun. Think Doom Foretold. Let me get you into the deck build and explain a little bit, then we'll get straight to the gameplay. Alright guys, so for our Orzhov Control, let me break down the deck here for you. First of all, we got some creatures here. Charming Prince, 2 CMC to either scry or life gain or bounce, plus re-trigger an ETB effect of one of your creatures, such as your Basilica Bellhunt, getting an additional discard and additional proc of you gaining life, or additional proc of your God Eternal Bond 2 even, for example. Or you could even bounce it on another Charming Prince. But generally, he's just a pretty flexible option. He's a 2/2 body, kind of helps against aggro, the life, the scry to find that the land you might need or whatever. One of Hushbringer, she's just pretty good in the fact that she's good against aggro. She's good against certain things not triggering. Think like an Edgewall Innkeeper. He won't be able to proc off his adventure mechanic, or like a Goose can't come in with his food, the cat can't come in and deal damage and heal you. Just a one of, but also a evasive creature too, can kind of go over and poke for some damage, and with a little bit of lifelink helps us get into the later stages of the game. 3 of Murderous Rider, just great utility. Kill a creature, kill a planeswalker, instant speed. You only take 2 damage, plus it's a body on the board with lifelink, 2/3, not too bad. It being a permanent is good for our Doom Foretold. Additional ammunition for the Doom Foretold sacrifice mechanic. We have our Basilica Bellhunt, 2 of. 3/4 body for 4 isn't the best, but it's definitely great enough to help us stay alive a little bit longer, especially against just pure low to the ground aggro stuff. You get to discard an opponent's card, you're gaining some life. You can bounce him, like I said, with the Charming Prince. Plus, he's also an option for your Doom Foretold. 3 of Cavalier of Dawn. These things are amazing. They're your most value in the deck when you get them to go off really well. So a 4/6 with Vigilance for 5 CMC already isn't too terrible. Plus, when it comes down, it can target any permanent, non-land permanent an opponent controls or that you control, and then whichever side of the board it comes down on, they get a 3/3 token creature. Also, when the Cavalier of Dawn dies, you get to pick any artifact or enchantment in your graveyard and put it back into your hand. Do you need another Oath of Kaya for a little bit of life gain and ping down? Will a Doom Foretold work for you in this instance? What about if you need that Clutch Sorcerer Spyglass again, or Golden Egg just for another card draw, a cantrip? We got your God Eternal Bond 2, just a 1 of. If you're able to pull him off later in the game, especially with Menace 5/6 for 5, sacrifice whatever you want. Token, your Golem token from the Cavalier of Dawn. If it's Charming Prince who's left over, a Hushbringer, anything, even lands. You just sacrifice him, you draw that many cards. Plus, he gets to recur. 3rd on your top of your library if you want, so the later the game goes, just the more they have to keep answering him. He's really a very control oriented card, and it works really well with this deck and the sacrificing. 1 of Realmcope Giant. This is one of your sweepers. You also have 2 of your Kaya's Wrath, so this is your 3rd main sweeper. Plus you get to late game make him a 7 CMC 7/7 with Vigilance, so he can kind of win the game on his own at the end. 2 of Kaya Orzhov Usurper. Of course, these are good especially against 1 CMC or less threats that your opponents have. Think low to the ground aggro and or combo pieces. Edgewall Innkeeper, Cauldron Familiar, Witch's Oven, Knight of the Ebon Legion, things of that nature. Even a food token, a Gilded Goose. So many things that this can exile. Technically do 3 on her own without having to +1 any, but also against aggro you're able to +1 exile a creature in either deck and you gain 2 life. Not to mention, if the game goes super late, she could win it on her own just by exiling and then using her ultimate to attack for massive damage to face. One of Liliana Dreadhorde General. You think control, you have black, you think of Liliana. She's just super great. A card draw. She can sacrifice 2 of your opponent's creatures the turn she comes in. You get to draw cards, put a body on the board, 2/2, attack, block, whatever. And her ultimate is game winning. One of Eugen the Ineffable. Once again, control, think card draw value. You get a 2/2 on the board, attack, block, whatever, draw a card. The turn it comes down, it can destroy basically any non-land permanent. So you get value as soon as he hits the board one way or the other. We have some artifacts here. We have 4 of the Golden Egg. This is a cantrip, so just for 2 you're getting a card draw already. Plus he can also help fix your land later on if you need. So some of our spells are hard to cast. You got a triple white in the Cavalier of Dawn. You got doubles, double black, double white. Stuff of that nature. The Kaya's 2 and 2. So with the Golden Egg, sometimes they're just to save you if you don't have the exact right combination of lands left to cast the spell that you need. And it also can give you some life in a clutch and you sacrifice it. Either way, when you're sacrificing it, you're making it an option for Mr. Cavalier of Dawn to bring him back when he dies, or also you can just use these as ammunition for your Doom Foretold. One of Sorceress Spyglass. There's so many scary things out there which have activations. Think all those planeswalkers, things like Witch's Oven, even the Wicked Wolves. Plus you get to see your opponent's hand, so it's really good value for 2. And also it's worth noting, for Eugen, when he comes down, his passive ability is colorless spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. So both your Golden Eggs and your Sorceress Spyglass cost 0 if you have a Eugen out. It's good to remember. One of Dawn of Hope in the board. Basically, this is kind of like your control versus control get out of jail free card. If it goes super late, you get to start creating this infinite amount of 1/1 white soldiers which have lifelink, and whenever you gain life in any way, you may pay 2 to draw a card. So it's a value engine in and of itself. You might consider just starting this in your sideboard. That's up to you. 4 of Oath of Kaya, just great flexibility. 3 CMC to ping anything down with 3 damage and you gain 3 life. Plus it's a permanent on the board for things like your Cavalier of Dawn could technically target it, and then now you have an additional 3/3 on the board, or it could just be ammunition for your Doom Foretold. Plus with your planeswalkers down, if you have of Oath of Kaya and they're attacking into it, they're losing life, you're gaining life. Just good value. Of course, we have 4 of the Doom Foretold in this deck. I just really love the flavor of this card. So basically you put it down for 4. Every turn after that, someone has to sacrifice a permanent until someone can't sacrifice a permanent, and then the trigger goes off. And that's what you really want, the trigger to go off on your opponent. When it goes off, when they can't sacrifice something, they lose 2 life, you gain 2 life. You get a 2/2 white knight with vigilance creature on the board. They discard a card and you draw a card. So it's super value. And as soon as it hits the board, it's a massive threat, and they have to weigh the pros and the cons of putting something down that might just automatically be sacrificed, or they might try and go wide and try and race you out by having multiple options out, and then you can in response kill them off next turn with Kaya's Wrath, Oath of Kaya, etc. We got just one of Mortify. There's still quite a few Fires of Inventions decks out there, things like Trail of Crumbs, so those enchantments just gotta go. Plus it's a 3 CMC instant to destroy target creature of any size, so think like Rotting Regisaur. Sometimes this just is clutch what you need. There's 2 of Kaya's Wrath. It's kind of hard to cast on curve, but it's your get out of jail free card generally, and that's why there's only 2 of them. You also have your Realm Cloak Giant, remember, so I think 2 is the sweet spot generally. For lands, we have 26, and I think that feels pretty good overall. We of course have your shock lands here of the Godless Shrines, 4 of. I highly recommend you use those, and also 4 of the Temple of Silence. We got 7 plains, 4 swamp. We have more white than black. Just 2 Fabled Passage to help you find the one color that you need more of. 2 Castle Ardenvale and 2 Castle Locthwain. These are just your late game control option cards. You can put bodies out on the board to chump block or to attack. Plus you can draw extra cards, and hopefully you have enough health saved up with all your other various things going on that this will be okay to use. And 1 of Blast Zone. I really like putting 1 of Blast Zone in a lot of decks these days. As soon as it hits the board, it threatens a lot of things in the current meta. Once again, your Edgewall Innkeepers, Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar, Gilded Goose, Knight of Ebon Legion. So as soon as it hits the board, it's a massive threat generally. Plus, you can scale it up for whatever you need throughout the game. So for sideboard options, we got a nice little different range here depending on what you're going up against. We have 2 of Cry of the Carnarium, think aggro, or activators like Cauldron Familiar, Edgewall Innkeeper, you want to put those in. 3 of Devout Decree. There's a lot of black and a lot of red out there these days. Just you want that. Say for example against a red Rotting Regisaur, this is perfect. 1 of Disenchant. This is excellent, especially since it's instant speed. Artifact or enchantment destroy. Think Embercleave. This will be super clutch. Something like a Great Henge. You gotta shut that down right away. 2 of Duress. Of course, if you're playing black, you have to at least have these in the sideboard. Going up against another control type deck, they might be running the colors of blue. So you want to get some of their counters out, for example, or get some of their cards out that you can't get rid of with a direct counter yourself. 2 of the Giant Killer. These work really great, especially against decks like Gruul, because they typically have big beefy creatures that come in fast. So not only can you kill one at instant speed 4 or greater for 3 CMC, but then you get to put the Giant Killer on the board, and then the next turn when he's not summoned sick, he can start just tapping down the biggest creature in the game for 1 and a white. 2 more of the Hushbringer. Once again, against like super early game aggro or things that want to trigger Edgewall Innkeeper, Cauldron Familiar, etc. You might consider sliding more of these in so they don't get that proc off. 1 of Legion's End. I mean, there could be an argument of increasing more of the Legion's End for less of the Hushbringer. That's up to you. But this just gets rid of those key combo low to the ground pieces. Plus, it's kind of like extra insurance against aggro, so you can make it to turn 4 for the Kaya's Wrath and stuff. Plus, getting to see their hand, really good. And 2 of Noxious Grasp. Of course, there's still plenty of green and somewhat white out there these days. Instant speed, get rid of any planeswalker or creature and gain a life. You gotta have those in. Taking a look now at the budget or alternate card options, there's a lot of flexibility in Orzhov colors for control. You can kind of go at it in different ways. The maybe board here I'm just going to quickly go through. You can have the Scoured Barrens. Those are the dual color lands that come in tapped, but they gain you 1 life. Maybe you don't have the Godless Shrines. You can maybe put in up to 2 more of the Fabled Passage if you have some of those, getting you up to 4 total along with your main board. Once again, it just helps you find those cards that you need. And if you don't have these, potentially the Evolved Wilds, those are like common, I think. 2 of Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage, especially against like control based decks. If you just start getting them to discard cards, that's excellent. You can put in 1 more of Liliana Dreadhorde General, she's just that good. You could put in a couple Massacre Girls, especially against like Golgari these days, or low to the ground aggro. You might be able to just go off. That's just more sweepers. You only have 3 in the main board, so that's something to consider. In the main board, we only have 3 of Murderous Riders, so you can put in an additional 1. Murderous Riders are always good. You could put in potentially 2 more Kaya's Wrath if you want. Also, you can go more of a discard heavy route with creatures, Yarok's Fenlurker or Burglar Rat. Those are both cheap cards, low to the ground, and would be great targets for more of your Charming Princes. You could put up to 2 more of him in, put 2 more of Duress in. Basilica Bellhaunt, just a super great card, and I think it's uncommon, so, you know, 3/4 body for 4, gain life, he has to discard, plus a great target for Charming Prince. 2 of Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord. He's great in that it gives your creatures lifelink, which is really cool. You can ping down a Planeswalker or the opponent. Plus, he can bring back things from the dead to the battlefield. And last but not least, you may want to consider putting in 2 of Rankle, Master of Pranks. He's good in basically any deck with black. He can be aggro, he can be control-y, however you want to use him. Plus, with the haste, just so good. And if you would like to see a random daily deck tech, consider liking or subscribing. I make a video every day. Catch you guys tomorrow. Looks like a pretty decent hand. Kaya's Wrath, we got some early game, all this shenanigans. Slow tap in, our Godless Shrine. Let's see who we're up against. Mono? Rakdos? I don't know. This looks good either way. Can Oath of Kaya him. Could even Kaya Orzhov Usurper him. But I'm assuming he's going to play a second creature this turn. Right? Right? Is he stuck on 1 land? What's he doing? Surely not. Okay. Alright, you do you, man. You do you. So Kaya is good for multiple eliminations here. He should probably go for Kaya. The Oath is only good for one. Wrong choice. So maybe he's got a Hasty Boy. And that's why he went with this. I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Gone for now.
Okay.
But not
You got a
forever.
Hasty Boy, what's it called? The Dreadhorde Butcher? That would be scary. He saw the Doom Foretold and everything, so is this Stomp? Is that why he's doing that? Alright, well, he's obviously not concerned about a Doom Foretold, so let's go ahead and get that value engine going here. So his whole turn's basically busted. Bro move, man. Next turn we Cavalier of Dawn. So he's going to put something down. No? Alright, cool. And here we go. So, you ready for another Doom, dude? You got another Black Lance to flash on me? Cool. Well, I have a Kaya's Wrath, and I have a 4/6 with Vigilance. So, where's your Murderous Rider, etc.? He's like, wait, if I kill it, then he's bringing it back. Oh, no. Oh, no. So, you ready for another Black Lance Paragon 300 IQ move? What do you think, right? This guy's definitely got it. He would have used it at his end step if he had it, so he doesn't have it. Goodbye, Reggie. Hello, Charming. Oh, ho, ho! Charming Cavalier interaction. How freaking interesting is that? Oh, and then you blew your load on a token, fam. Oh, you blew your load on a token. This is actually epic. Cavalier time. The dawn is coming for Heitza. So, Rakdos Knights. Cry is good? No. I think that's a bit too ambitious. Devout Decree is good, right? Disenchant. I think as well something that might be good here is the Legion's End or the Giant Killer. What do we think, guys? What do we think? Not all, or at least I'm going to attempt to put them in. So Charming's good, but I'm not going to try and bank on that. Hushbringer, nope, not good enough. 3 more. What? I don't think we want to bank on surviving this late. So let's get rid of Lily, Eugen. And Bontu. I don't want to do it, but I feel like he's going to double down on aggro. And he's on the play. Oh no! Hopefully he has the mulligan. Nope, he kept. We're going to keep. This is weird, this is awkward, but we're going to. So black, white, temple. Doesn't matter. But we have a cav, so let's get rid of a black. Alright. Temple first turn, godless. Yep, here comes the aggro. Woo! Here we go. I mean, I really love Cav, but I think we have to go for something lower here. Oath of Kaya, Devout Decree. Alright, let's go match number 2 with our Orzhov Control. This doesn't look too bad. We have enough, we're just one mana away from being able to pop off here with our turn 4 craziness. On the play versus Sad Lad, who mulligan down to 6. Let's look for a land. Murderous is definitely good, but we don't have the second black, plus we're trying to get to 4 here. Maybe a Golgari Adventures, possibly a food. Alright, so we made it to our 4th mana, which is good. We still need a second swamp, though, to really give us the options that we're looking for in this deck. Let's go ahead and Oath of Kaya. That's just more ammunition for the Doom Foretold. Got our Lily, so yeah, we really need our second swamp here. Death Touch, Lifelink. That is interesting. Permanent, please? No. Go Do I care to do this? I don't know. Do I? You know what I could do? This. It looks like maybe it's a creature-based deck. And I could Kaya's Wrath. Yeah. If I clear it first, it's going to be a lot easier for the Doom Foretold to go off. Especially if he's playing all these mana dorks. Alright, so we do this. Yeah. Wrath it up. One more land, and we have access to our Lillian or Eugen. So now we're looking at potentially playing a Doom Foretold here. I hope I can. Alright, this looks good. This is fine. Do I want to? This is the stronger play, for sure.
This isn't your average zombie.
He could have a Murder Strider, though.
Effective.
I mean, it happens. Alright. Okay. So, I could, yeah. I mean, whatever. I don't want to take the 2 damage. I do not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that stinks. We're 1 off. Whatever. We get to kill his Leyline Prowler. And then also we can put another Oath of Kaya down that we sacrifice. So, if he puts something down, it's gonna die. He might just choose to... Alright, so he's not going to put anything down. That goes. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Now we have some insane value here. That's weird. You don't normally see like the death touch randomness. I don't know what's going on. So it triggers. Good. Ooh, zero costing golden egg cantrip. Seems pretty good. I always forget that clause on Eugen. The colorless spells are 2 less to cast. He wants to kill... Oh, casualties. Cool, man. Good job. Good job. So let's go ahead and we're putting this baby down. Maybe we'll get a land. Doesn't matter. Alright, so we're just we're grinding him out. Cool. He is going down. By Nissa. Does he have another Nissa? I don't think it matters. With all this right here. Good job on the casualties of war, though. That got him some value for sure. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. He is a sad lad. What do I even call this deck? Golgari Midrange? He really got another casualties? I mean, it's obviously a deck that just primarily thinks he's going to win by doing that. So let's go ahead, yeah, plop this down. Why not? If he wants to keep doing casualties, I'll keep doing Doom Foretold. How about that? That sounds a little bit fair, right? A 6 CMC for a 4? Surely that's fair, right? What did you have? Aw, too bad. Too bad. Murderous. And we win. Okay. So, I don't know what to call this deck, but it was pretty easy. Pretty easy. Golgari. We have Noxious Grasp. What else do we have? Duress seems good. He's got some weird casualties. This backhandedness. Legion's End I don't think is worth. Artifact or Enchantment, no. Black or red, not really. Yeah, it's mostly about surviving through the casualties of war. So, Dawn of Hope may actually be good, actually. Let me keep that. Hushbringer, no. Sorceress, yes. Like for Nissa. Kaya is a no. Right? Murderous Rider is good because it can kill and it can be a permanent. Alright. Let's try that. So we're on the draw this time. Last time we were on the play. Once again, this is looking pretty decent. We have a early game permanent to get on the board. Another targeted removal. I like it. I like it. Let's get this down. Alright, so this will come in untapped. Cool. Paradise. Nice. Nice. The question becomes, do I want him to think he... Yeah, let's just draw. Let's just draw. I'd like to get a Kaya's Wrath, honestly. I only have 2 of in this deck. Heck, maybe I'll just ramp out enough to do a Realm Cloak Giant. Cloaked Giant. So if you target him, you can't Love Struck Beast him, dude. Alright, whatever. He's like, I don't care. I don't care, I'm going all in. Alright, go all in. Let's get rid of you. So that Vivian is so strong. So I can be taking 5 to the face here. He could put a Love Struck Beast down. I can get the Oath of Kaya to take out the human. And then the Love Struck Beast would need a 1/1 to become relevant at all. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Why didn't he play anything? He doesn't have a double black for a Murder Strider, so what's actually going on here? What am I not seeing? Is this Assassin's Trophy? What's going on? What am I missing? Okay, Return to Nature. Alright. So that was smart of him. Whatever. I'm down to 7. Heck, I'm probably dead now. Take care of the Oath of Kaya, right? That's the only way I can stop some of this at this point. So good job on the Return to Nature. I should have suspected that, honestly. Like, I just didn't know what he was holding up for. Yeah. So, I mean, this gets rid of the Paradise Druid. If he has a 1/1, it gets rid of the Paradise Druid. If he doesn't have 1/1, it gets rid of the Love Struck Beast. Okay. So, we're going to be taking care of his permanents 4/7 down to 2. Alright. So, we are basically at wit's end here. And, wow. Are you kidding me here? So, we're going to take the damage regardless because of the Questing Beast. Let's go to game 3. Good job, man. Return to Nature. Woo! Good job. So good. Let's do it again. So it looks like overall he just sideboarded out those stupid rats with the Death Touch and the Lifelink, which I don't blame him. They're crap. Let's go ahead and use this. This looks fine. Sorcerer's Spyglass, turn 2. I really like seeing what I'm up against here. Maybe I'll have to mulligan and be on the draw. Ho 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 ho. But yeah, Return to Nature is just so clutch. I should have suspected that, and I think the game could have been quite a bit different there if I did that correctly. If I suspected it. I already have 1 Castle Lochthwain. I don't need a second one. And then I'd rather have a dual land so I can hit things like Cavalier of Dawn, etc. Okay, so this is a cool deck. Whatever he's playing is actually really strong. It's got to be like Golgari Midrange, Golgari Casualties or something, because I don't know. He flexed from like an early game to whatever the crap this is. He didn't see the Doom, so that's actually kind of massive. Let's see what we're going up against. Yeah, whatever. So let's get out of Vivian. What's Vivian? Vivian? Is it which I always forget which one it is. Arcbow Ranger. That's the scary one, right? Yep. So we don't have a 4th land yet, but we do have our cantrip. We see some scary stuff. He definitely is going to ramp into the... Okay. We'll play this first. We'll see if we get a slow tap land, right? Or no tap land. No land. Oath of Kaya is pretty cool here, depending on what he plays. We have a lot of ammunition for the Doom Foretold. Just need to hit that 4th land. Thank you, I love you. So he's going to get rid of Paradise Druid. That slows him down. That slows his ramp down. He gets to attack for 6, which is notable. Is he going to get... Okay, yeah. So he gets attacked for 6. This is okay, though. I think we're getting there. We have a Kaya's Wrath and all that jazz. It's a control matchup, essentially, at this point. Oh, yeah. Poor Gucci. This is so good. I'm going to get rid of this for sure, because if it comes back eventually, I'll be a happy man. Alright. Whoosh, whoosh. Rock. Control matchup. That swing right there was massive. Oh my gosh, into another Doom Foretold. I think that's game. Sad lad. So sad. He has a cool deck though. I like that. Let's go ahead and attack. See if we get anything here. He might have another, what's it called, Return to Nature. Let's go ahead. Like, if this comes down and it's unanswered. Okay. Good game. Nice try. Alright guys, let's see what our random card of the day is going to be to rate. Wrathy Assassin. Never heard of it. A 2 and black creature. That's a 2/2. Zombie Mercenary Assassin. So for 1 and black tap, destroy target tapped non-black creature. It's not too bad. I mean, this is insanely highly costed, but you know, it's valuable. It can recur turn after turn. 3 and a tap, search your library for mercenary permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. So this, for example, could search for another zombie mercenary assassin. Plus, I'm sure there's plenty more mercenaries else in the game. So that's pretty cool. So this has a lot of value. It is slow and it's highly casted though. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Just too slow, I think. I don't know what sort of meta it would be played in, but I'm assuming very susceptible to removal here. It's super low to the ground, and your opponent's going to know that he's a value engine in and of himself. So he's powerful, but he's slow, and he's susceptible. 2 out of 5.